It's no secret that bad boy traits are always in high demand. Women want bad boys in their babies. Men secretly want to be just like them. These bad boys don't shy away from opposition or hardships, and instead find opportunities within difficulties to elevate themselves and improve their conditions. These kinds of men are extremely rare to find, especially today in our homogeneous societies where everyone acts and speaks the same way to avoid attention and controversy. In an age where masculinity is shrinking and often shamed, adopting the right bad boy traits can easily help you stand out and become a high-value man worthy of women's attention and men's admiration. But that's only if you don't give a damn what others think. So let's go through the bad boy qualities every man should have to become a better and stronger version of himself. 1. He has an assertive and dominant streak. Even if we pride ourselves for being strong and independent, there is something about a bad boy's dominant streak that is just so attractive. Believe it or not, this is actually backed by science. It has something to do with evolutionary psychology. According to Gwendolyn Seidman, women are attracted to dominance because it is often connected to having superior genes. Basically, this means a part of our biology wants to make sure our genes survive to the next generation. And which candidate is more suited than someone who exudes assertiveness? But outside of the realm of science, seeing a man with the right amount of dominance can make us feel safe and protected, and that assurance itself is attractive. 2. He is unapologetically authentic. Bad boys have a bad reputation. They don't get to be called bad for nothing. Bad boys don't care if they're viewed in a negative light. They stand by their principles, interests, and ideas no matter what others say. And that level of unapologetic authenticity is what attracts us secretly, because nothing draws you in more than someone who has a big personality they're proud of. 3. He knows what he wants. Bad boys are not pushovers. In fact, they go out of their way to compromise as little of their wants as possible. And this can rub people the wrong way sometimes. But bad boys will just shrug off other people's opinions. Why? Because he knows what he wants. If he wants to dress a certain way, he won't care even if people get intimidated. If he wants to get himself a new tattoo, he'll do it despite the risk of being discriminated against. If he wants you, then you know he really does, because he'll let you know. And who doesn't like that kind of assurance? 4. He is independent. A bad boy knows how to stand on his own 2 feet. This may be caused by a lot of reasons. He may have had a rough childhood, he may have been bullied before, or he may be living in a home where he has to survive from one day to the next. Whatever the case, he's not the type to rely on others to save him from drowning. If he has to swim 100 miles to save himself from going under, he'll do it. And he expects the same from someone he likes. Why is this irresistible to us? Well, that's because we can be sure that we won't just be taking care of an overgrown child, if ever we get together with him, that is. He's someone who will proudly make his bed and lie in it. 5. Bad boys are unrealistically confident. Out of all the bad boy traits, if you ask women for the #1 quality they look for, most likely it's going to be confidence. Just look at all the bad boys women tend to flock to. You'll notice that these men are usually extremely confident, sometimes even arrogant and borderline delusional. Confidence comes in a lot of forms, in speech, body language, eye contact, and even the internal dialogue that takes place in your own mind where nobody's watching. And to become a confident man, you must have conviction in everything you say and do. You must have total faith in your values, beliefs, boundaries, and standards to the point where you prioritize them over those of others. 6. Bad boys are womanizers. Of all the typical bad boy traits men would like to have, this is the one that's always going to be sought after, and it should be no surprise. What womanizers and bad boys already know is that women don't want to be with men who are emotionally reliant and outcome dependent on what women feel or think about them. Bad boys know women want to pursue just like them. The act of pursuing itself is what makes you invest in someone. Bad boys will flat out show their desire and man-to-woman intentions right off the bat. No beating around the bush and no artificial friendships. He'll approach and flirt even if he's afraid to, and girls gravitate towards that kind of bravery and openness.